Hello, I'm Natasha. Welcome back to the channel. And today I want to talk about the UK and whether it is now on the brink of collapse. This follows a number of serious issues going on in the UK recently, such as the grooming scandal, Britain nearly running out of gas supplies, as well as numerous other issues that we have in the country. Earlier this week, there were warnings that Britain could run out of gas. Really a remarkable situation. As of Thursday last week, storage sites across the UK were 26% down on last year's supply, leaving them around half full. Obviously, a very worrying situation. A shortage of energy could lead to blackouts in the UK. We also have some of the highest energy costs in the world. Dramatic increases or decreases in energy costs have dramatic impacts on economic activity. And it is interesting to see that the AfD leaders in Germany are now calling for the Nord Stream pipeline to be opened. It seems that some leaders in Germany have the sense to see that the only country benefiting from the current conflict between Russia and Ukraine is the US. Not only are energy costs increasing, but water costs are increasing too. This is due to foreign companies being allowed to buy into British water companies. They then withdraw massive amounts of the profits through dividends and fail to invest in infrastructure. And it seems the only way that the UK is going is down, with the pound dropping and the price of gilts increasing, meaning that the costs of borrowing for the government will further increase. Inflation continues to increase and the economy is contracting. On top of this, Labour has increased the tax burden for companies. Why on earth would a company choose to invest in the UK when our corporation tax is between 19 and 25%, and the corporation tax in Ireland, a neighbour of the UK, is 12.5%? Couple this with the open border crisis and immigration issues that we have in the UK, and I feel that Britain at the moment is frankly a very depressing place to live. It seems that we are run by Satanists. People who run the country hate the people and hate the country. Then we have had a lot of news regarding the grooming scandal, the grooming of underage girls by mainly Pakistani Muslim men, an issue which has actually been going on for over 20 years in the UK. There are some estimates that as many as 250,000 vulnerable girls are victims of grooming. And it's actually laughable that the Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch has come out and asked for a public inquiry. The Conservatives were in power for 14 years and did nothing to prevent the rape of these young girls. Nothing. The UK is failing in every possible way. It cannot even protect the most vulnerable people in society. It is allowing pensioners to freeze to death while housing illegal migrants in four-star hotels who we know absolutely nothing about. Absolute insanity. And this leads me to my next point, and that is, what options do the British people have, politically speaking? Both the Conservative and Labour are, in my opinion, disastrous. We have the Reform Party, and although I voted for them previously, I have had some experience with the local branch, which did put me off. I did try and join and become active with the local branch, but was rejected on two grounds. Firstly, that I attended a Tommy Robinson protest on the 27th of July last year. And secondly, I have a video on my channel as to why I think President Putin is a good leader. Now, on the first point, I think that Robinson deserves credit for continuing to report on the rape and abuse of vulnerable young girls, even if you don't agree with him on other points. Secondly, it seems to me that any sort of free speech is dead in the UK. Even if you don't like President Putin, there are many valid reasons as to why the Russia Ukraine conflict started. If people look at the facts, i.e., that Russia has the fourth largest economy in the world, very little debt, it is a sovereign, independent nation, it's hard, even from a neutral basis, not to think that Putin has done a lot of good things for Russia. It seems incredible to me that Reform are willing to accept Conservative members who have contributed to the downfall of the country rather than people who are willing to think a bit differently about things. It seems that there is an arrogance in the current political class in this country, an extreme level of arrogance which is pervasive. And I'm sorry to say, but I feel at the moment the UK has very little to be arrogant about. Let me know what you think in the comments below.